This is Club 50 Sports, and we are back. We're sticking to the National Football League because once again, the season is almost here. So, football talk it is, and we are headed up to Cincinnati. Cincinnati has had one of the worst defenses in the NFL for the last couple of years. The year that they went to the Super Bowl, their defense was formidable. Since then, their defense has taken a huge drop off. They've dropped off of a cliff, and they're in contract disputes with not even arguably, clearly their best player, 35 sacks over the last couple of years, Trey Hendrickson. All that said, you've got a lot of money on one side of the ball, not very much money or talent on the defensive side of the ball. Manny, I pose this question to you as I always do. Are the Bengals mishandling Joe Burrow's potential greatness with poor front office decisions? Talk to me.
100%, Adam. You know what the Bengals Adam remind me of now that I was thinking of earlier in the day? They remind me of the '80s Dolphins with Dan Marino, where you have great offenses and your defense is straight up garbage. Adam, growing up, Adam, watching this sport, me and you, Adam, we have been watching this sport for over 30 years, and you know, Adam, the defense wins championships. Adam, I don't care what anybody says. You could have a great generational quarterback like Dan Marino was with the Dolphins, and he only went to one Super Bowl, 1985 with the or 1984 with the 49ers, and we all saw what happened. They got demolished.
It was a
They,
problem.
they got demolished. And I am afraid that the same story is going to repeat with this kid, which I love a lot. I love Joe Burrow dearly. That kid out of LSU, watching him in college. I don't want him to be another Dan Marino where he just stacks up very good stats, but he doesn't win the big one. I don't. And I'm afraid that with the Cincinnati Bengals, with this fucking cheapskate owner who's 90 years old, which I said during the offer with you, he should be on the beach in the sand somewhere collecting his damn pay check from his revenue. It's unheard of how a professional owner that's 90 years old is running a franchise, Adam. What the fuck is that? And then you're nickel and diming your best defense of player? That's unacceptable, Adam. And you want to attempt to go to the season without Trey Hendrickson? And I want to say this, Adam. Even if you do sign Trey Hendrickson, I think your defense is going to be straight up garbage still. Joe Burrow, in order for the Bengals to make the playoffs this season, Joe Burrow has to be perfect in almost just about every game. I would not sign Higgins. I probably would have had that the way that things are developing now. I would have done like a sign and trade with a team out there. Let me get your one corner. You need a wide receiver. Here's a number one, Adam. You need somebody to lock down on your best corner, Adam, and the Bengals don't have that. Yeah, you have a pretty good pass rush, but guess what? You could scheme against Henderson, but you got a good corner. Well, guess what, baby? It's hat on hat. Me and you, baby. Me and you, head to head. Let's go. We're gonna lock horns now. The Bengals don't have that, Adam. So what happens when you go against a guy like Justin Jefferson or a guy like Tyreek Hill in the playoffs or a guy like Diggs? Like you don't have no one to cover them. If I'm Joe Burrow, Adam, I'm seeing how this thing go for this year. I'm requesting a trade next season because he's not going to win a championship the way that this 90-year-old cheapskate is running the front office. What do you say, Adam?
Well, first off, I think they're one of the few teams who don't have a GM.
It's dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. first off, let's get a GM. Let's get a person who oversees the football operation. I think that
Yep.
that's important.
Right.
And the reason why I think that's important, and it's obvious that it's important, is the way that the Bengals have poorly managed their contract situations and poorly managed the draft, to be quite honest with you. Joe Burrow, to be quite honest with you, do I feel like they're missing the window? Yes, they are missing. They're taking away some of his most um, prime years, let's just say. And the kid's still young, so we know he has still has a bright future ahead of him. But the fact of the matter is this: the AFC isn't getting much easier. It's a very tough conference to make it through, and you've got teams like Baltimore, you've got teams like Kansas City, and the fact of the matter is, Cincinnati, you can't stop no damn body. They lost 4 games last year when the offense put over 33 points on the board. That is unheard of. Now,
Right.
I've heard a blowout here and there or a high scoring game. Okay, you lose 41-38. 4 games where you score over 33 points and your defense managed to give up more points than what you scored?
Correct.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. There is no way around that. So the Bengals definitely need to get their heads out of their asses. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the coaching staff and why they come out the gates slow every single year, setting themselves behind the 8 ball. There's a lot going on when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's a lot of questions that need to be asked and a lot of answers that need to be given when it comes to that organization, because none of it makes any sense.
I am lost, Adam. I am lost because just like you said, Adam, when you score 30 points, Adam, that's supposed to be almost an automatic win. Automatic W. Because I outdo your other quarterback. But guess what? My defense cannot stop anyone. We can't stop no one. You know?
Again, you might lose a high scoring game, 38-35. We see that all. Four? Four? No.
The Bengals, Adam, actually right now to Adam, they should be like the Bills, Adam. Like the Bills with Josh Allen. You should go to the playoffs every single season with this talent.
Yep.
Josh Allen, ever since that he has been in the league, he's always gone to the playoffs. Every year he goes to the playoffs, and that's where the Bengals should be every single season. We're going to the playoffs as a division winner or as a wild card team.
And I can tell you this much right now. Josh Allen ain't got no Jamar Chase. So he does it with very, of course, he had
Little,
Diggs
I mean,
before, but, you know,
he had Stephon Diggs before, but last year he didn't have Stephon Diggs. He had Keon Coleman and he had some Dalton Kincaid.
uh,
No, no.
I'm forgetting Holman or something like that. Number 13. I forget what his name is. But yeah, he's not working with anything close to what Joe Burrow has. Um, but they do manage to put a pretty decent defense on the field, and that's what Joe Burrow needs. And Mike Brown, again, just relax, retire, get your revenue checks at the end of the year. It's going to be big. Don't worry about it. You need to go somewhere and find some place to spend that money because it's a lot of money coming in. But 90 years old, this ain't the 1970s anymore. We're not playing with leather helmets, so it's time for you to just go ahead and move on and let some people take over the team, because it's clear we're doing a poor job in Cincinnati.
Guys, let us know what you think about this situation in Cincinnati because it's not nice. Comment. We like your comment. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the content as we'll be here every single week talking about topics like this about idiotic people that live in this world. Adam, take us home, Adam. Let's go.
Well, you heard the man. Do all that YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We've got more videos coming up very soon. We appreciate you tuning in to Club 50 Sports, and we'll see you all very soon.